It's Julie from Do Business Like a Woman, and coming to you today for a quick Facebook Live. I'm feeling very reflective today, and I would like to talk about running our businesses and building our businesses around our feminine cycles, because I believe as women, there's a different way for us to do business, which is more empowering for us, it's more nurturing for us, and it will serve us better. So, my brand is Do Business Like a Woman. And what this really means to me, part of my journey has been building my business around a health condition, a chronic health condition, which I now believe that I've put into remission. So super exciting for me about that. But what it has meant is that I've had to find what's really effective, what works, because I haven't had the same time available that other people without this condition might have to build the business. So I had to really cut down and see what client getting strategies worked, what marketing worked, what felt in alignment for me. And I've learned to really honor my energy as a woman. And so there's the masculine way of doing business. Hi, Natalie. There's the masculine way of doing business, which is really kind of do. It's very logical, very linear. It is very much action oriented. It's about pushing through. It's about taking action, even when we don't feel like it. And there is absolutely a place for this in your business. My brand is not all about feminine energy. It's about an empowered blend of both. Hi, Mandy. Good to see you. And so, for me, I'm inviting the feminine energy into my business, because what I see out there in the world is that so often business is practiced in a very masculine energy way without any of the feminine energy in to balance it. And that can be very unhealthy. Just look at Donald Trump for a blaring example of that. And so for me, it's all about working with my natural cycle. Nature does the same. Nature is cyclical, right? There's a time for resting. There's a time for being productive. And what I have found is that when I've done business in this way, it has flowed for me. It has supported me. It's been enjoyable and fun. And whereas before, when I was really doing it all in my masculine energy and it felt like pushing a boulder up a hill, now it is much more like kind of rolling a boulder down a hill, or, flowing in a river. Now, it's not always like that. Sometimes I have to push through. Hi, Tamara, good to see you. Good to have you here. Sometimes I have to push through. Sometimes I need to do things even when it doesn't feel good. And sometimes, dare I say it, I even have to hustle. And I do not relate to that word at all. My whole business is about creating a business with less hustle. But sometimes we need those kind of things in our business. But today I just want to talk about really working in harmony with our feminine cycles and the option and the choice to do that. And so for me, I have a health condition called endometriosis, and it can lead to very painful periods. As I said, I have put it into remission, which is super exciting for me. But I track my period, and I have an app that does that. I'm going to see if I can show you right here. It says 2 days left, but I think it's actually coming a bit early, because today I'm just feeling that kind of slight brain fog that lets me know that, that time of the month is coming and I'm not at my sharpest. And so this is really useful information for me, because I know that generally speaking, I don't book very many meetings around this time. And I plan into my diary that over the 2 days, 2 beginning days of my period, I'm actually going to not be working, and my clients know that. I let them know when it's happening, and there's no shame around it. Part of what I want to do here is open up these conversations so that we can talk about them and be really open and have no shame, and it can be challenging, but I have literally set up my life and my business to support this way of working. And so I know that those 2 days of the month I'm resting. Sometimes I'm in bed, sometimes I'm sleeping. I'm certainly sleeping more. Now, if I'm feeling better, I will do a little bit of work, but I don't put any pressure on myself on those days. Now, recently I have been feeling better. As I say, I feel like the condition is going into remission. I've healed it to a great degree. And so I find that I can work more. I'm wanting to work more on those days, but I never pressure myself. If I need to rest, if that's what my body and my health needs on those 2 days, I will do that. And even the day before and the day after, I'm really paring down my activity and I'm just doing less. And I'm not delivering coaching or training. Generally I'm not doing lots of meetings now. Funnily enough, tomorrow I do have some meetings, and I've kind of messed up a little bit there, but I think it will be okay because of how far I've come with this condition, and I will just take it really gently with myself. I'll probably have a hot water bottle on my tummy. I'll be taking rests and naps in between the meetings. So it's all good. And we get to do this if we're self-employed. We get to do this if we're female entrepreneurs that are consciously choosing how to create our businesses. Now, I believe that even if you don't have endometriosis or painful periods, even if you have normal periods, as a woman, you still have a cycle every month. There are still fluctuations in energy. For me, I find that as I come towards my period, into my period, it's a time of rest, it's a time of reflection, time of being not introverted, introspective, that's the word I'm looking for. Much like winter in nature. So it's a time to really come back to myself, honor myself, rest more, nourish my body, do what feels good, maybe read a book. I've got The Alchemist over there that I haven't read for a while. I'm going to do that. Maybe watch some Netflix. A time to receive. It's a time to maybe journal if I feel up to it, and some ideas will come to me about the next stage of my business. Then right after my period, I find that I have a surge of energy. I'm feeling super energized. I am very much in my masculine energy. It's a great time to get things done. It's a time to go out networking. It's a time to be speaking. It's a time to deliver training, to do client discovery calls. It's a time to connect with people and get stuff done, right? And that feels great. And then that goes through to ovulation, which is roughly kind of halfway between the end of my period and the next period. That's ovulation. I don't know if it's exactly, I'm just going to look on the app again, because there's this little calendar right here, if you can see that actually shows you like when you're ovulating and when you're fertile. And obviously if any women are using this who are wanting to get pregnant, this kind of thing is really helpful. And it is for me too. And I can see where in my cycle I am and plan my business accordingly. And my energy levels will fluctuate. And really it's just about working with that as women and making the most out of that. And as I've done this, I have just found that my business results increased, and it felt really joyous, and it's just so much more of a pleasurable way of working. So I've really come to you today without a super clear mapped out topic of what to talk about, but I just wanted to share where I was at, because normally at this time of the month I would just kind of hide away and be like, oh well, I won't do my Facebook Live today because I haven't had time to plan it, and I haven't got a 20 list building strategies or whatever. But I thought, no, let me get on and talk about this, because this is part of my brand too. I'm sure that there are women out there who feel the same and need to learn how to integrate this part and to work with the divine feminine energies as well in their business, because I truly believe that we will love our world better when we are able to integrate the feminine and stop ridiculing the feminine, which is so much what happens out there in the world. So it starts with us. Like, if we can't talk about it without feeling ashamed or whatever, what chance is there? So we need to start the conversation. We need to be able to talk about this in this safe space that is this group for women entrepreneurs, openly. And I'm happy to do that. I'm happy to be woo-woo. I could be judged on this, but it's who I am. It's part of who I am. Now, I don't identify as like I am my story, like I'm an endometriosis sufferer. Rather, I identify that I have this endometriosis condition, which I'm putting into remission and which I'm healing. So, perhaps I'm a recovered endometriosis sufferer, you could say. But it has informed my business journey, and it's shaped how I do my business. And I'm so glad it has. It's actually been a gift. And I never thought I'd say that, particularly when I was experiencing all the pain. You know, it was pretty tough, but it has been a gift. And so I hope this was interesting to you, useful to you. Let me know in the comments, like, do you relate at all? Hi, Jeannie, good to see you. Do you relate at all? What's your experience with this? Perhaps you're still in a job, perhaps you are having to work in those very masculine structures. And even then, I believe that we can influence it, and we can kind of, you know, re-educate people about women and how women do business and how women choose to show up in the world and honor our cycles and still do an amazing job and still create amazing results. But, you know, we're not necessarily, by doing more hours, what it's taught me is how to work really efficiently and create results rather than spending more time. You know, so often in jobs, it's like about the time you spend. But actually what I've had to learn, because I've had these few days a month where I can't work, is how to do just as much. And I don't want to say do just as much, but how to be just as effective in a shorter amount of time, and how to really maximize my time and my energy, and where to focus, and how to get out of overwhelm. These are all things I've learned through having this health condition. So I'm going to wrap it up now, but thank you for being here. And I hope that you have also got something out of this. Let me know in the comments. I'd love to know, you know, what's it like for you? Do you work with your cycle? Do you bring feminine energy into your business? And if so, how? Or do you feel that you're still very much in the masculine structures? And how is that for you as a woman? All right, lots of love to you. It's Julie from Do Business Like a Woman. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.